This week has been completely insane for advancements in AI coding models and tools. Although we've only seen closed source model updates from Google and Microsoft, soon from Anthropic, the question is, of these updates, what can you actually run on your own GPU? And although Mistral has been quiet over the last few months, they just announced something equally as impressive as what we saw from Google. I want to go into what this model is good for, use this model a bit for some basic coding tasks, and understand where this stacks up against a number of other local coding models relative to what tools you can actually use them with. Welcome to AI Flux. Let's get into it. So this is the release we got from Mistral today. So Mistral is calling this Devstral, or what they're calling the best open source model for coding agents. And one very common theme in all of these updates we've seen is that they're all based on agentic use cases. Gone is the day of just having basic tab completion or understanding an entire code base in a context window and then hoping that you can create small changes or updates to your code. The notion here is these are smaller models meant to be used with agents. So what's interesting in terms of profiling performance is we now look at general SWE-Bench performance and agentic performance as kind of a derived metric of that. Sure, if you give a model a rough task or a half-baked task, see how it does, see how it writes tests, that's all very interesting. But the way people interact with code and the way agents interact with code as a function of people using them is actually quite different. And it's cool that Mistral has given us a sense of what this looks like. So obviously Devstral is performing incredibly well given its size, especially when you compare it to DeepSeek R1 and DeepSeek V3. DeepSeek V3, in my opinion, being the previous state of the art for local models that you could even run. Obviously, you need a lot of GPU power to use the full model, in many cases, actually CPUs and a lot of RAM. But Devstral is changing the game here because similar to a trend that was actually started by Microsoft, people are realizing that the most powerful models in this space are generally very small and are intended to do one single thing. And this dovetails really nicely with something I've been saying for a while, which is that advancements in closed source models like Gemini, and more specifically like SWE-1 from Windsurf, will eventually trickle down and impart similar trends in open source models, which is where those of us who are GPU poor or those of us who just like using our own models start to really leverage a lot of this stuff. And Devstral is a great example of an approximately 20 to 30 billion parameter model that has significantly more coding performance than DeepSeek R1 or DeepSeek V3. Qwen 3 and Gemma 3 were both very interesting. Google also just released what they're calling Gemma 3 Nano, but Devstral, in theory, still outperforms both of these. And Qwen 3, as great as it was as a local model you could run on really small GPUs, specifically since it was much easier to quantize, it was not very good at coding. So let's get into what this model is all about. They're calling this agentic LLMs for software development. And the key here is this model is only meant to do software development and coding. And the definition of software development is bigger than just coding at this point. Obviously, generating code is a very important part of this. You can understand it as a form of a language in a lot of ways. But writing tests and understanding the execution parameters of code is much more important. And although some would tell you that the only way an LLM can actually generate working code is because it's thought through execution paths of what it's doing, in more complex projects, a lot of times AIs aren't very good at this. And this is something that agents can do much better than these monolithic LLMs we used to think of being the answer to coding. So they say, while typical LLMs are excellent at atomic coding tasks, such as writing standalone functions or code completion, which is something that GitHub Copilot was initially really good at, they currently struggle to solve real-world software engineering problems, the kind that would automate my entire job. Real-world development requires contextualizing code with large code bases, identifying relationships between disparate components, even if the names aren't that similar, and identifying subtle bugs and intricate functions, which is the kind of work now that a lot of software engineers opt to do on their own, as opposed to letting LLMs do it. Devstral is designed to tackle this problem. It's trained to solve real GitHub issues. It runs over code agent scaffolds, such as OpenHands or SWE-Agent, which define the interface between the model and the test cases. So this means in certain cases, this is actually probably going to write tests before it implements code, which is great for observability and just understanding if what it does has actually worked. They benchmarked mostly with SWE-Bench, which is 500 real-world GitHub issues. This benchmark is not the best, so it'll be interesting to see a few more benchmarks to understand the true performance of this model. But for now, this is actually really cool. They say here that Devstral achieves a score of 46.8 on SWE-Bench, outperforming open source state-of-the-art models by more than 6%. And they also used some interesting benchmarks from OpenHands AI, who actually collaborated with this. And then obviously, this Devstral model is much better than DeepSeek v3 and Qwen 3. They also show us a few benchmarks against closed source models like GPT 4.1 Mini and Claude 3.5 Haiku, which is pretty cool. The other interesting one is this SWE-Smith LM32B, which I don't think that's from Windsurf, but that's a curious model. What's also really cool is Mistral starting to give us really specific expectations for how much hardware you need to run these. So they say Devstral is light enough to run on a single RTX 4090 or a Mac with 32 gigs of RAM. So this is obviously intended to run locally, making it an ideal choice for local development and on-device use. Coding platforms such as OpenHands allow the model to interact with local code bases and provide fast resolutions to issues. And I think OpenHands is an AI coding tool similar to Aider. It's like if you took Aider and Klein and moved them together, you would get this. This is not a tool I've actually heard of before, so I might cover this in another video. But the interface is pretty basic here. You're not needing too many crazy tools like Cursor or Windsurf to actually run this. You're probably going to be able to use this with Cursor quite soon. It says if you're building using an agentic coding IDE plugin or environment, Devstral is a great choice. So I'm sure this will eventually be compatible with Cursor. So it's Apache 2.0 licensed, which isn't bad. The model is also available under their API at basically 10 cents per million tokens of input and 30 cents per million output tokens, which is not bad. It's not exactly cheap, but I'd say that's a fair price. Right now, Devstral is available as a research preview, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with this. And what's cool is this is already available, at least Devstral Small is available on the Mistral AI Hugging Face page. Hopefully we see more versions of this model soon. There's also an LM Studio compatible version right now, which should allow you to use this with Cursor just today. So one thing I'm gonna do, I have access to this on Mistral's chat, and I'm gonna have it write a few functions for me to see how this works. I don't have the ability to run this locally currently since I'm moving, but let's see what we get. So I'm going to say, please create a Three.js animation of a rotating hexagon, and let's see what we get. So it gave us a canvas here with some very basic logic. This is very fast, but the thing is, I'm not sure we got a full implementation. Let me say, please show me all five. What is cool with this is it looks like it's actually writing this as if it was planning first and then writing code, which is pretty cool. It understands that this is here. Wow. So the one thing I would say with this is it's incredibly fast. Very, very fast. Now I'm going to ask it a few more complicated things. These are going to be more coding questions than just generating code alone. I'm going to say, let's say I want to create a shorts editing tool with Remotion. So kind of a implementation question to see how this goes. Some of these are obvious, some of these are less obvious though. So here's giving us an async function. I'm going to say, let's look at a version of this using TypeScript. Wow, so that actually got this really well. Let me see. So I'm going to come back. Let's say I want to be able to view these images in a component. Let's see what we get. All right, so it missed a little bit because I don't want to use any local. Okay. No, I want just to be extracted to local storage in memory, the JS library, not on the host file system. Let's see what we get. Okay. Let's see if we have local storage. Use effect, use state. Okay, so we got close. It's still trying to push these props there, but I'm still pretty impressed. So I'm curious what you guys think. There have been a lot of really big announcements this week. Are you more excited about this open source announcement from Devstral, especially since they show that you can run this on a single 4090? Are you more impressed with the closed source options? Do you think those are really going to pave the way forward, more so always being ahead of these open source models? I'm always curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. As always, I hope you guys have learned something from this video, and I'll see you in the next one.